Have you ever had a dream that you were walking down a dark street? Or maybe you dreamt that you were swimming down the street. We're going to talk about the meaning of street dreams. Street dreams can represent a few things. They can represent a journey that the dreamer is on. It can also represent the dreamer's life's purpose, their calling. Street dreams can also represent something that lies ahead, could be showing you what's coming in the future. Just depends on the scenario of the dream. So street dreams can involve different scenarios. For instance, if you dream that you're crossing a street, it could represent a change in perspective on a particular issue in your life. Crossing the street can also represent a change of actual location, that you may move from one city to the next. But generally, if you dream that you're crossing a street, it could represent that you're changing your way of thinking in a particular area in your life, or you need to change the way you see something in your life. Also, walking down the middle of a street can represent walking in the center of God's will. I once had a dream that my husband and I were walking down the middle of a street, and it was a sunny, beautiful day, and we were filled with joy. And so when I woke up, I knew that the dream was saying that he and I were walking in the center of God's will, because we were in the center of the street down which we were going. Also, something I'd like to say here too is that if you have a dream where you find yourself headed toward downtown, the downtown of a city, or you find yourself in downtown or downtown of a particular city, that too can represent that you're in the center of God's will, being that downtown areas and cities tend to be the central location of this city, or being in the center of this city. So anytime you have a dream that you're in downtown or you're headed toward downtown, that's a really good dream, because that would mean that you're either in the center of God's will or you're headed toward the center of God's will. Walking on the wrong side of the street, that can mean that you're going in the wrong direction. You're going against traffic, or you're going against the will of God. If you dream you're walking down a dark street, darkness would represent obscurity, not being able to see clearly where you are going. So that's what it would represent. Not really being able to see or see clearly your life's purpose or your life's calling. Swimming down a street. If you ever dreamt that you were swimming down a street, that's a really good dream. Swimming symbolically in a dream represents moving or flowing in the things of God. You're moving with the Spirit of God. You're doing things or moving in such a way, or doing things in such a way that is pleasing to God. And so if you dream that you're swimming down a street as opposed to walking, that could represent that you're moving or flowing in your life's purpose. Also, swimming down a street could also mean that your life's purpose or your life's calling may take more effort. In other words, swimming takes more effort than walking. So, when we walk, it comes second nature. We don't have to think about it. But swimming, it takes certain maneuvers that you have to do, and you have to stay afloat to ensure that you won't drown when you're swimming. And so swimming takes a little bit more effort. So if you have a dream where you're swimming as opposed to walking, could be indicating that what you're called to do will take a little bit more effort. but they're great dreams, swimming dreams down the street. If you dream that you're coming to an intersection or you came to an intersection in a street, it's the same meaning as coming to a crossroad in your life. It shows that you've come to a time of decision where you have to make an important decision or choice to go in one direction or the next. So intersection dreams, same thing as a crossroad, coming to a crossroad in a dream, just indicates that you're in a time of decision. And so you need to really pray and ask God which direction you should take in a particular area in your life. Roadblocks. If you dream that you're driving down the street and you come to a roadblock, that can represent a delay. Now, this type of dream can be positive or negative. For instance, if God is causing the roadblock, it could be showing that he's causing a delay in your life because it's not the right timing for a particular action or a particular thing to happen in your life. Or the enemy could be causing delay, attempting to stop you from moving forward in your life's purpose or to hinder your spiritual progress. Also, sin can also cause a roadblock in your life and hinder you from moving forward spiritually as well as naturally. If you dream that you're caught in traffic, it could represent being caught up in the things of this world, allowing things to overtake you or to overwhelm you. Because I don't know about you, but I have been in traffic before and it's no fun. It's not a good feeling. So one of the meanings of being in traffic in a dream can represent feeling overwhelmed or overtaken by the things of this world or stress. Also, having traffic dreams can represent ministry or your life's purpose. So cars in dreams can tend to represent a ministry or a life's purpose or your calling. So being caught in traffic, you're surrounded by lots of cars and things like that. It could represent being involved in various ministries or various types of ministries in the church. Also, being in traffic can also represent a delay, as well as we said earlier about roadblocks. And it could be a delay in what you've been called to do, because being in traffic, as you know, would slow you down. It would hinder you or delay you from getting to your destination on time. So being in traffic in dreams can represent delay as well. So it all depends on the context of the dream or what's going on in the dream. Highways in dreams tend to represent similar meanings as streets. Highways can represent taking God's pathway, in that the word highway, high meaning up, would represent going up or increasing or moving towards God. And so it could represent that, but highways can also represent a broad road or a broad path, meaning like the way of the world. So again, highways the meaning of it would tend to depend on the context of the dream or what's going on in the dream. Actions on the highway, if you're going on the on-ramp, that could represent getting into the flow of God or moving in the direction that God wants to take you in, moving in your life's purpose. So it just all depends on what's going on in the context of the dream. So the main thing to remember when it comes to street dreams is that street dreams will tend to represent movement in some aspects of your life, which would pertain to your calling or your life's purpose. I also wanted to mention hitchhiking. If you have a dream in which you're hitchhiking or someone you know is trying to hitch a ride down a street or a highway. It could represent the dreamer's dependence on others to get where they need to get in life. They are dependent on others in order to fulfill their life's purpose and not dependent on God. Well, I hope you learned something about what street dreams could mean. If you have any questions or any comments, or you've had any strange or different street dream scenarios, leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you won't miss any of these videos. Thank you in advance, and I'll see you next time.